What is up, everybody? Welcome to the 12 Duels preseason event. I'm your host, Delthius. How's it going, guys? Alright. I know I'm starting a little bit early, but to be honest, I'm down to go when Jet hops in the lobby. Okay, sorry. Trying to coordinate things in Discord. Alright, so Jet Erickson is on his way. So, basically there's 12 bosses for the upcoming 12 Duels season. I believe this is season 3. Season 1 and 2 were 21 duels. Here's Jet Erickson, gonna be nice and happy that the Quartermaster is available. Or is he gonna go Bellified? Is he pulling a Hopper detected? Yeah. But he left you QM, man. You gotta be happy about that. Good to see Chip from Space hopping on some Tooth and Tail. What's going on, guys, in the chat? Here we go. Here we go. Okay, yeah, so what we're doing is we're determining the boss order. So all 12 members of the 12 Duels Challenge are all duelists. That's already been determined. We're going to have participants come in that challenge them over the course of a season. More information on that is underneath the stream you're watching right now. But what this is basically all the bosses are doing best of ones against each other to determine the order of the bosses, you know, trying to get the hardest bosses at the end of it and the weakest up front. But here we go, guys. Hopping into the match number 1 here. We've got Jet Erickson in the bottom left and his opponent to the right, Cold Warp Gates. Rocking that boar. I've been excited to see some post-patch boar. And Jet Erickson, very interestingly, playing Owl Fox. Now, Jet is a very skilled player. He's also a memer, so you can never tell. He's one of those guys where if you see him doing something, part of you is like, huh, I wonder if that's like the next big meta thing, right? Because you know Jet's a great player, but then you also know Jet is just a straight up meme machine as well, right? So doing some crazy kind of strategies is not out of character for him. But to be honest, that's actually really good in a competitive environment to be able to mix in different varieties of like meme-ish builds or cheesy builds and stuff like that, because then your opponents never really know what to expect when playing against you. So, alright, I'm standing for Warp Gates, says some people in the chat. What's going on, everybody? Yeah, it'd be cool to see Warp Gates take a win here. I think on paper, he's the underdog. I think Jet Erickson is a little bit more established, but Warp Gates is certainly good too. I wouldn't be surprised to see Warp Gates win, but if I was a betting man, I'd put my money on Jet here. So nothing crazy so far. 8 farm double from Jet. Cold looks like he's going to go into a quick tier 2 by the looks of it. He did see the double tier 1, and you're still actually okay to go into a quick tier 2 after seeing the 8 farm double. But no, he's going to go for some tier 1 of his own right now. Maybe throw up a mine or 2. The mines are kind of making me scratch my head. Jet is going to scout the mine, which is absolutely huge. You know, mines are good, and it's not really a surprise to see players have mines in their deck, but I always feel like they're stronger if you catch your opponent off guard. So Jet does know that Cold Warp Gates could put mines on the map. Very smartly, Cold did sell that mine there. So Jet doesn't, you know, he thinks the mine's there and it's actually gone. I don't think Jet is aware of this front mine, however. And yeah, both players still just kind of scouting each other, kind of mirror builds for the most part thus far. Just a little bit of tier 1 going into some farms. Pretty similar amount of farms from both players as well. This is kind of where some shenaniganery can come afoot, right? Like if you don't necessarily get the scout on how many farms your opponent has, or I think like for example Cold did scout the amount of farms, right? No, actually he didn't at all, which is great for Jet. But Jet scouted 3, so Cold could have like sold those and tried to build something else. But Jet is still seeing a few farms, and he's kind of, I'm sure he's happy about this because he's got a farm advantage here coming up. And yeah, Cold Warp Gates got units a little bit faster, but if he tried to come out and attack, the defender's advantage would be good for Jet. So actually, I think Jet is going into the mid game in a little bit of a better spot. I really like this play from Cold Warp Gates though, to try to, you know, kind of agree, you know, nod towards the fact this is going to be a macro game. I like how he didn't try to pull the trigger or anything and freak out and think, oh, Jet's so far ahead in farms, you know, I have to attack. No, instead, he just goes up to 8 farms on his second base himself. So yeah, Jet will enjoy a little bit of an eco lead, but as you can see by the graph right here, it's going to stabilize very quickly, and overall, it shouldn't matter. I think that was a really smart decision from Cold Warp Gates there, after seeing how greedy Jet was, to just go ahead and match that greed. A little bit of tier 2 coming out from both players thus far. But yeah, okay, here we go. Here's the Fox. I was going to say, kind of waiting on a tier 3 or a third base, you know, to really signal what's coming up next in the game. And we see the tier 3 come down for both players. Now, I don't think Jet got the scout. Jet did not get the scout on that tier 3, and Cold hasn't been back over, so he doesn't know about the Fox Warren either. So neither player knows about a tier 3. Hold that thought. Here comes Cold Warp Gates with the scout. Is he going to see both of them? Oh, he sees one. Oh, and is he going to come over? Oh, man. Oh, dude, I can't believe he didn't see that. Ugh. That is so clutch. So he knows the owl's on the way, but he has no idea about the fox, which is going to be here very, very quickly. Either way, he's looking like he wants to move out. No, he's just going to take the third base and kind of position for now. The problem is that the Falcons are great against the owl, but terrible against the fox, right? Whereas the mines are really good against the fox, but terrible against the owl. So he's kind of building up this anti-owl composition, which, yeah, the owl is coming, but the thing he needs to be worried about is that fox being handled by Jet. Is going to have some nice micro, is going to be able to come in and out. And Cold Warp Gates could just kind of buffer that off with moles, especially on the front line. But ideally, he'd want a couple mines here and there to try to... You only need to hit the fox with one mine nowadays, you know, because it applies that slow, and then your units can catch up to it and finish it off. But really cool, like, really fortunate for Jet. Well, actually, hold that thought. It looks like Cold Warp Gates did come in and see that Fox Warren eventually, but hasn't really changed the decision-making. And here is the Fox. Gonna start trying to pick off these moles, pick off whatever it can on the front. Yeah, and that's what I was talking about. I get hit by a single mine, but Cold Warp Gate's army is just too far back out. And if I was Cold Warp Gate, yeah, I would just throw more mines up here. But no, he's gonna go. He's got his boar now. And let's see it. The modern boar should be able to knock through these buildings very quickly. However, a lot of this skunk gas on the front line is going to push back a lot of Cold Warp Gate's army. The boar does kind of move in and blows up, deals a decent amount of damage, but I don't think that's what you want to do with it, man. I think you want to try to keep that boar alive. It's easy to get baited because it does explode, you know, but if you baby it a little bit, it'll last longer. And Cold Warp Gate's still crushing in. Did that boar blast give him enough momentum in this fight? I don't think so, because Jet Erickson still has his tier 3 alive. He's still got his tier 2 alive. And Cold Warp Gates is going to have to back out for now. He did sell the boar already, so he is committing to just try to deal with this with the tier 1, tier 2. And man, this was really close. I feel like if he would have babysat that boar, not let it die, because he had plenty of pigeons, right? Like, maybe I'd understand the boar going in and blowing up if he didn't have the pigeon support, but he kind of built, like, this foundation around the army, right? Like, he had the boar to soak the damage, the falcons to deal it, the pigeons to heal him up. A really nice, well-rounded comp, but that boar just going down when it did, I don't feel like it dealt enough damage. Maybe if the boar went down and, you know, killed the fox or something, you know what I mean? But Jet dealt with that attack very nicely. And again, it was very close as well when Jet's Fox came in, right, and hit that mine. If Cold Warp Gate's army was just a little closer to that mine, he would have killed the Fox then and there. But this is going to be rough for Cold Warp Gates from here. Jet definitely took a favorable engagement there, and now Cold Warp Gates really is trying to deal with this Fox with units that the Fox kind of excels at dealing with. And he can't really count on a player like Jet to make a mistake. Maybe something like a mine would help. Cold is coming in. He does have a single falcon, a lot of moles, a lot of squirrels. Trying to get something done here. But the owl over time, the skunk as well, and this fox just popping up shots left and right, smoking units. And I think that's going to be all she wrote as Cold Warp Gates taps out. Very nice match there. I think Jet played awesome. I think Cold Warp Gates could, like, I think there was 2 turning points in the game where he maybe could have won, but it was clutch nonetheless. Easier said than done for sure. So nice job from both players. And I think now, let me try to do a little bit of organization in the background. We need Srownel and Weasel to get in here. Great job, guys. Very, very entertaining match for sure. Good one to start the day off with. Welcome everybody who's joining us. If you are interested, there's another stream going on for this event, Witty Pun 7's channel. Let me link that in the chat, actually. I'm sure everybody watching is aware of it, but if you're not aware of it, check out that channel as well. One of the Duelist Big Pimpintosh. That's kind of the first-person view camera there. So this is like the casted matches, right? Style thing, and then over there you can watch from the player's perspective. So it might be good to maybe go back and forth between the channels when there's a little downtime and stuff like that. They're still playing their first game. Stall for time. No! Alright, Srownel's on the way. Srownel's on the way. Preview both. Fight me. Let's see. I think we're still waiting right now for somebody to finish the match. Dude, I'd be down to play a game if somebody wants to play, but I don't. At the same time, I don't want to slow down the matches, right? Like, what if we're in the middle of our match and then theirs ends? So, all right, we got Srownel. Got Srownel on board. And I think Lieutenant Weasel is still playing their match. Let me see. Let me see if any... I guess while we're waiting, I can show y'all... Oh, let me make sure this... Sorry, guys. Okay, so far, Jed Erickson has scored a point. Srownel has scored a point. Okay. Sorry about that. Weasel is late. You may have to time to cast play one game in the meantime. Srownel! You want to fight me? Alright, I'm gonna play Srownel. Okay. Alright, me and Srownel are gonna do a random deck game. Oh, wait. I'm old and I suck, fair warning. Me too. Oh, wait. Weasel is here. Okay. You got lucky, Srownel. You got saved. Saved by the Weasel. Give me the updated sheet. Alright. Okay. Alright, Weasel's on the way. Alright. Weasel should be here in a second, guys. Alright, he's hopping on. Appreciate everybody hanging out in the chat in the meantime. Everyone going for the boar and badger pigeon things meta, says Jet. Dude, I want to see more boar action, man. I've only played the boar once in the ladder game. Granted, I haven't played as much ladder as I'd like to. I've probably played like 10 or 15 matches. I need to get in and play more. I actually really do have a lot of fun when I hop on ranked queue, man. And but anyways, I got the boar out like once, like every now and then you'll go up against like a beginner in the ranked queue, you know, and that's where it's rough because it's like, oh, I know this works, but is it gonna work against somebody powerful? What skins do you use? Right now, I don't have any skins on at all, Raven Lead. Stroundle, you're killing me. Can you not? Oh, wait, whoops. Alright, listen guys, don't join the room. Oh man, I didn't mean to leave the match. Okay, Lieutenant Weasel is coming. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, Rabbit Lead asked what skins I use. Right now I don't have any. There's a lot of skins for the game though. Like ToothAndTailMods.com. Oh no! Is it not working anymore? Is that not the right website? I'll have to ask Iris. Iris! Is a skin website not? Had to change domain. Oh, well, what is it now? Stream hack on the way. I don't know what the *** means. It's EU instead of .com. Oh, okay. Okay, Lieutenant Weasel said they should be coming. Darn it. What's taking you so long, Fox? Man, I'm trying to load up this website. ToothAndTailMods.eu doesn't work, Iris. It's not a thing. So Pedro won his game. Oh yeah, that's right. I was gonna show this this spreadsheet while we were waiting. Bam. Okay. Okay, so Chip won, right? Jet won, Pedro won, Stroundle won. So Tosh hasn't played against Weasel yet. I wonder if they're playing right now. Lies, it works. Click my link. Delthius help. What decks do I usually run? Stuff with skunks and badgers. Squirrel. Dude, go like squirrel, pigeon, mole, skunk, badger, something like that. Wolf? Don't you normally get a wolf in there? Weasel is playing pimp right now. Okay. Alright, listen, Stroundle. Delthius, Weasel had to play pimp. Okay. Stroundle, let's do it. We're playing. We're fighting each other. Are we going go random? Oh. Bam. Let's do it. That way you don't have to show off your strategies. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you ran something. I feel like you had like a balloon in there. You ran all kinds of stuff, man. Okay. Alright, this deck's not like the end of the world for a random deck. I think I can make something happen here. We could 4-farm double lizard. That would just be mean. I don't think this is the right map for it. We got chameleons. Chameleons are fun. Alright, let's get out of here. Let's go home. Kind of messed that up a little bit, but it's okay. Alright, we got a campfire. Like, I could just build ferrets and be rude. I like to be rude. This is a weird map, I gotta say. So what's Stroundle gonna do? I think I'm gonna build some lizards, clear off that campfire, get some ferrets, and then poke them. Start playing Pokemon. You know what I'm saying? Delta, the link posted. Okay, yeah, I'll check the link after this game. Alright, so we'll clear this. Alright, here's what we're doing. Don't tell Stroundle, right? We're going to clear this campfire. We're going to build some ferrets. We're going to poke them. Or is that what I'm going to do? Because what if Stroundle's listening right now? What if I'm debating him into thinking I'm gonna do one thing and actually do something else completely different. See, look at this. He's building toads. He's gonna toad my poor little lizards. It's very rude. Oh, don't die, lizards. Oh, I lost 2 lizards there. It's very, very sad. It's a sad day. Alright, so maybe that moles will let me not die to toads. Dude. These campfires. Hey! Hey, hey, hey! Oh, more cabins. Alright, let's build a ferret. I haven't scouted him in like a million years. Alright, let's get this cabin. So we gotta get Eco going. He knows I have lizards. He's got toads. I wonder if he's just got his toads sitting here. That's what I would do. Oh, he's got a bunch of his own lizards. Alright, let's get out of here. We do have moles. Moles are good against lizards, kinda. Ferrets, not so much. Maybe we get rid of the ferrets. Build some chameleons up. We'll go all in on the chameleons for the lulz. Yeah, let's get some more money. You know what I'm saying? How's he doing on money? Oops. No, fill it. Buy that. There we go. Well, actually, yeah. Let's let the chameleons build. Did he take an expansion? Is he getting a tier 3? What is he doing? Okay. Oh wow, he's going hard on that expo. He's got a bunch of lizard toad. Okay. Should have some chameleonis here shortly. Oh, did I do that acceptably well? Oh, I lost my chameleon. Okay, let's go back for now. I need more chameleons. Alright, we should be good against this, I think. Yeah. Like, my army comp should be good against this, I think. Maybe less lizards, more squirrel, or more monks, moles. Oh, I can't get in that way. Oh. Oh, no, not the lizards. Oh my god, that was disastrous. That's too many Liz boys. I did not want to rally my lizards into that choke, but I did on accident. Oh, I think I'm dead. I think I'm dead to all the lizards. It's a lizard get in here. Run away. Yeah, I'm super dead. I thought I could go in on the bottom. I was very sad. And then I meant to move the moles up by themselves, but I'm bad and I moved everything. Look at that army. We're super dead. Okay. Alright, we avoided the toad successfully. Oh my gosh, did we do it? He's got ferrets too. Stay alive, chameleon. Dude, we defended, but I don't think it matters because his economy's like really good and mine isn't. I'm just happy I defended that attack. Alright, that's it. GG. Whoops. Okay. Oh, Citizen Weasel's ready. Beautiful. Alright. Alright, for the real match now. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's public. Boom, boom. Okay. Alright, Citizen Weasel. Let's do this. Yes. All right, we're back on track. So, who won here? Let me refresh this, maybe. Okay, I haven't seen the Tosh vs. Weasel game get reported in yet, so I'm not sure who won that one. But we're going into this. Srownel definitely won his first match. In the bottom, we've got Srownel off a nice little random deck win against me, and his opponent in the right, we've got Citizen Weasel. Both players rocking the fox here. And Barbed Wire coming out of Srownel. Interesting pick. I wonder if he's expecting Weasel to run Lizard. I feel like Barbed Wire is better if you are anticipating your opponent's kind of a Lizard player, right? Mole's obviously really bad against it, and Toad's pretty bad against it as well, so I feel like it's kind of one of those type rolls. You know, if you figure your opponent might be using certain units, it could be good. Now, on this map, I don't think the Barbed Wire is going to be the best, but we'll see if he can find a spot to make it work. Citizen Weasel going for a 6-farm Warren up here on the double high ground. Playing a little bit aggressive here. I actually think this makes a lot of sense. He needs to kind of start his battle line out in this area in general, because he can't easily get up. If you look at the way that the high ground here is on the double high outside of his main, he can't really easily get up there to defend an attack if Srownel held that position where the Warrens are now. And also, when he gets that area on that double high ground kind of secured, it helps you know, defend that second base that he'll eventually take as well. So moving forward, I think that was a piece of barbed wire that ended up going down, so a little bit of food loss there for Srownel, but maybe it was enough to buffer Citizen Weasel back, and if that's so, then that's 20 food I'd happily pay to keep my pig alive. So Srownel comes out of that just fine. You know, I think, yeah, he lost the 20 food. You know, Citizen Weasel didn't lose anything, but he got his farms out a little bit faster, so that certainly should help. He's now got his own squirrels back at home. Needs to be careful here to not just kind of let this barbed wire die for free. You know, it is cheap, but it's not. Every little piece of food can count when you're talking about trying to stack early advantages, and one of those pieces of barbed wire does go down. The other one is not really helping the fight too much, but as I say that, it kills 2 squirrels, so never mind. It helped quite a bit there. 1 pig still goes down for Srownel, however, so I think Citizen Weasel's probably pretty happy about that attack. You know, he got a pig. He lost a lot of squirrels for it, but he also killed a barbed wire. So I think he came out ahead on resources. I believe so far. How many squirrels did he lose? I'd have to double check. But I know he killed a pig and 2 barbed wires. So as long as he didn't lose more than 5 squirrels, he came out ahead on resources. And even if he did, he's still kind of ahead on tempo since he killed that pig and delayed the mining of his opponent. Tier 2 coming out for both sides here. Citizen Weasel took a gristmill. Srownel grabbing that cabin. Now Srownel hasn't scouted the expansion attempt yet. Srownel's moving forward now. Let's see what he finds out about his opponent. He sees a lot of Tier 1. He hasn't seen the Tier 2 yet. He hasn't seen the expansion. He does see the Tier 2. And he sees the expansion and exactly how many farms are on the expansion. Phenomenal scout there. From Srownel. He found out literally everything he possibly could have. Citizen Weasel is trying to move forward with some skunks now. On the most recent balance patch, the skunk got a little bit of a nerf and the chameleon got a bit of a buff, so let's see how that affects things. Similar amount of squirrels here and pigeons for both players. The chameleon's coming down, but the gas clouds are doing really well, but tell you what, actually, Srownel defends that attack no problem at all. That chameleon did quite nicely against that skunk push, which is kind of refreshing to see because the skunk push is very difficult to hold historically. Now, keep in mind, you know, he doesn't have that big cavalcade of Tier 1 we normally see with skunk pushes, like some toads in there, some moles in there, something like that. But yeah, it was like similar amount of squirrel, pigeon, and then 1 chameleon, 1 skunk from both sides, and I feel like Srownel won that engagement very, very nicely. He also did have the high ground and defender's advantage, all that kind of jazz. So keep that in mind as well. Thanks for the follows, guys. I appreciate it. How's it going in the chat, everybody? All right, Serrano just getting second base economy up and running. Both players in pretty similar spots. I think Serrano's got a bit of a lead. He's taking that eco on his second base a little faster. He won that engagement, right? But this isn't like game-ending damage or anything like that. Citizen Weasel is certainly still in this match. He just needs one good engagement. You know, maybe one sucker punch, one catch my opponent off guard kind of situation, and the tempo could definitely swing back in his favor. Fox coming down for Serrano. Nice timing on that too. He probably feels pretty safe. He's got an exact scout on what his opponent's doing, and Citizen Weasel throws down his own Fox, kind of blind to each other's foxy intentions there. And here we go, another attack in. Squizzard Chameleon this time, and the Chameleons are doing a great job thus far, busting through. Neither Chameleon goes down. Beautiful, beautiful disengage there by Serrano. He got a skunk. He took the favorable tier 1 trades, got out of there with both Chameleons alive. Very nice control. And this kind of flustered Citizen Weasel. He decided to sell off his Fox Warren, which he's not going to be happy about that decision here shortly when he realizes that Serrano has a Fox Warren on the way. And without his own Fox, he's sitting here looking a little bit naked against that harassment. I mean, he does have lizards, which can help keep a Fox at bay. But this is going to be rough, and Citizen Weasel, yeah, he still doesn't know about Serrano's Fox here. Serrano moving forward again. Let's see that Chameleon control. This time, one Chameleon falls almost immediately. The second Chameleon going down as well. The Skunk's doing a good job putting up some gas, but one of the Skunks falls. And again, I feel like another favorable trade here for Serrano. And with the Fox on the way, I feel like Serrano just couldn't be happier in this position. You know, he's continuing to pressure his opponent, prevent them from sneaking in any kind of tier 3, from trying to take the game to a later phase with another base like that or something, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't have any money to throw up any kind of like comfort units like a balloon, but I mean, look at this. Serrano's not even waiting on the Fox, just coming in and actually gonna destroy Citizen Weasel before the Fox really comes into play. Nicely done there by Serrano. He was gonna be happy moving up to a 2-0 lead in this preseason event. I thought that tournament already happened, said Gerpa. No, this is so this is just the best of 1 league. So great job everybody, by the way. If you're a player that's in the lobby listening to this, actually no, Serrano needs to stay. We need to get Pedro in here. Let me ping in Discord. All right, Pedro's already in here. Okay, good. Beautiful. All right, so we're going to hop right into the next match, guys. So Pedro's up to 2 wins. Serrano's up to 2 wins as well. And Weasel actually had 1 win, so he beat Tosh his first game. So that was a pretty important round for him. So right now, Pedro and Serrano still have 1 win going on. And if you're tuning in asking what the hell is happening right now, all the players, real quickly, there's a link to this in the chat probably. You can look on the Discord tournament, but basically, we are doing a best of 1 event between all the different duelists to see what order the boss fights are going to be in for the 12 Duels Season 3 going on here. But alright, in the bottom right, we've got Le Owl, aka Pedro, longtime Tooth and Tail community member, tournament organizer. And on the left, we've got Serrano, his opponent, who we saw just take a nice decisive win through the use of chameleons and some nice pressure tactics. And we see him again not changing that deck up at all. I wonder if I can link something in the chat. Let me see. So if you're not in the Discord, definitely get in the Discord. And if you are in the Discord, look in under the tournaments channel to kind of get an idea of what's happening right now. Here is a little leaflet. I think this should work. I'm going to go ahead and link that into the chat there. Bam. All right. That link should have worked. So take a look at that if you want to get an idea of what's happening here. So there's 12 12 Duels Season 3 coming up, or maybe you can call it Season 1. Anyways, we're looking for participants in that. Where you're going to have 3 lives, and you're going to fight the duelists in order. So right now we've got the 12 duelists who are battling it out to determine who's at the top of the totem pole and who's at the bottom, essentially. So that way, you know, if the player with the worst score here is going to start off as the boss fight number 1, and the player with the best score is going to end up being the final boss of the event, if that makes sense. These kinds of events are really cool, in my opinion, because they're a little more relaxed on the timing. I know we have a lot of players from all over the world and different time zones and stuff. So I've always liked this particular tournament because essentially, you know, if you're a participant, you message the duelists in Discord, you figure out when a good time is to play, you play the games whenever it works for you, and then send the replays to the gentleman. The gentleman will send those to either me or Mishi or other people who will cast games. Maybe Big Pimp and Tosh might do a little casting, or Jet or somebody like that. So it's really cool. Definitely get involved with that. Check it out if you haven't seen that. There is some links to it in the Tooth and Tail events section under the stream you're watching right now. But anyways, guys, this game has been pretty straightforward thus far, so I've had a little time to rant and ramble. So we've got 8 farm doubles from both players who went into a quick second base onto just a couple farms. The only deviation so far is Owl has gone for the skunk slightly earlier. Now Sroundle's thrown down his chameleon, so we're seeing both players just kind of build up to a mid to late macro style game. This looks like a decent map for it, especially if you're Owl, but Sroundle's not upset with this map either. You know, he's got access to 3 to 4 gristmills fairly easily. So does Owl here. You know, of course, these couple of gristmills in the middle are going to be a bit more contested. So overall, this is a nice map, to be perfectly honest, for like a late game powerhouse punch out. And if we get there, I'm kind of favoring the composition of Owl here, since he does have those owls in his deck. Like Owl, Falcon, Skunk is just insane late game. Meanwhile, Sroundle has a better chance to punch his opponent out, I feel like. You know, he's got crazy tactics he can utilize, using the Fox to pick off a unit here and there from undefended angles, you know, setting up ambushes with chameleons, or doing like farm run-bys, or even doing a big tech switch into lizards and trying to base trade. So Sroundle's got a lot of options, and I think a lot of units that allow him to kind of abuse tactics, where Owl's kind of got this composition that's a ticking time bomb, right? Like if both players shake hands and decide to take this to 3-4 gristmills, I think Owl can put together a better composition. My mod is gonna ban me for a suspicious link. Okay, so that's what Owl's looking like he wants to do, and you know, I really don't hate these couple turrets here. I know in the competitive scene we make a big fuss about building defense, and there's definitely a lot of truth to that. However, these turrets are very nice. They defend 3 bases, essentially. I'd love to see him kind of claim this area that this barbed wire is on, take that back, and maybe put a turret or 2 up there on that high ground, because Owl is fine with investing with a turret or 2 if it's gonna make Sroundle not attack him, if that makes sense. Like, sometimes players overreact to seeing defense, right? Like, what if Sroundle comes in here, sees these turrets, and says, okay, I'm not even going to bother attacking you? You know, that's exactly what Owl wants. Owl's fine with Sroundle macroing up himself, as long as Owl can macro up. Because, again, Owl has the Falcons. He's got the Owls. I feel like he's got better puzzle pieces for a stronger late-game army. Now, that's not to say you can scoff at Squizzard Fox in Chameleon, because you can definitely do some damage with that too, but you know, especially with the turret, I mean, this isn't the best map to make like crazy turret walls, but you know, that's another unit that kind of stacks with the big economy. You can just build a crazy amount of turrets in a specific spot. So I'm interested, man. This is like a jigsaw puzzle that Sroundle's got to crack, and I don't think he's quite realized it yet. Now, he hasn't seen the Owl, and by the way, very nice control by Pedro here. Oh, I was going to say keeping that Owl back, you know, not rallying it over to his units, because if Sroundle comes in for a scout, now he's going to see this Owl. So when the Owls were just chilling over here, they're a little bit stealthier. So Sroundle's going to come in, and he should see the mice. And he's not going to be happy about that, because he doesn't have anything like a ferret or a falcon You know, he's got a very punch army. Like, he's got this, like, one-punch army, you know? And the Fox already getting some pig damage. This is fantastic for Stroudel. Gonna get 4 pigs right off the back. Such value, much wow. And here come the mice. You know, just one owl is not that scary. So Stroudel's okay with fighting this right now. He's gonna be on the front line with a lot of these chameleons. A couple of them go down, but he does manage to save most of them. And this is such a cool game. I'm actually really enjoying this so far. So, second owl coming up. Yeah, this is rough. You know, Stroudel, every shot he can get off with that Fox, as long as it doesn't hit a mice, essentially, you know, it's cash money. And again, the Owl's feeling the same way about using his mice here. The mice are the free units from those owls, but Stroudel's not going to mess around. He's going to hard engage here, which I think is exactly what he needs to do. Stroudel needs to try to stop this shenaniganery right now before this becomes this crazy late game situation, because Owl's fine with this. Like, look, he didn't lose his owls. He didn't lose his skunks. He doesn't care about his squirrels. You know, those going down, that's going to happen. As long as these owls stay alive and that number continues to advance, and, you know, I think 6 skunks is a little much. I think he'd be okay with 4 here. He does need to start getting that falcon number higher. Oh, and he's going to secure with turrets right there, I think. That's going to be very good. Oh, but Stroudel looking for the backstab. He's going to come in from behind and going to get a lot of damage done. Is Owl going to commit to a base trade? I don't think that's what he really wants to do here. I think he wants to try to fight with his turrets, right? Because if those turrets aren't defended, they're not going to do very much. Owl's going to move in. Does he have enough to deal with this army is the question. Stroudel's still punching strong, and no, Stroudel's got enough. Those chameleons just tanking and dealing so much damage. Now the owls are starting to fall. 1 owl goes down, the 2nd owl goes down, the 3rd owl goes down. Well, hang on, never mind, it actually got away. There it goes, now it's gonna go down. And with that, I feel like so do Owl's chances of victory in this match. Very well done from Stroudel. Again, he kind of developed this mid-game army composition, and he didn't wait around. Like, he punched through when he needed to. He found that opening. He found, you know, maybe if I attack from this one angle, I'll be a little stronger. And sure enough, it worked. And took a great engagement before Owl could really put together that big late game army he wanted. All right. Let's see what's happening next. So Stroudel is on a winning spree here, and we need Parzival and Anzu up next. So let me message those guys. Thank you very much, Stroudel. Owl, if you're listening to the stream, if you could hop on out of the lobby, I'd appreciate it. So let's get Anzu and Parzival coming up next. Okay, so they might still be in a match or something. Yep, just waiting on lobby to empty. You're good now. Okay. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We got some really good viewership. That's awesome. It lets guys like me and Gentlemen and Premium Bow know people are interested to see this kind of content. So I really appreciate everybody joining us and having fun with us on this Sunday afternoon. As Parzival is ready to rock and roll. Anzu still deciding what deck they want to use. Okay, they got it. Beautiful. All right, we're hopping into it. In the bottom, we've got Anzu as the quartermaster, and his opponent to the left, we've got Parzival playing as Bellified. Both players rocking the Lizard Skunk here. I kind of, you know, I'm interested to see Anzu's deck here. I like it on paper a lot. I'm curious to see if it works out. Meanwhile, Parzival is kind of going for this tried and true, you know, heavy mid-game punchy composition. I feel like something similar to what we saw Stroudel utilize last game. I think this style deck just has more options, right? Like, I don't think you would necessarily... You're trying to do a strategy that involves Falcon, Chameleon, and Skunk, like, all at once, unless, of course, it's, like, the late game, then it's like, why not? I think it's just saying, I've got the flexibility to do different openers or maybe respond with different things in different situations. But I'm really hyped for that squirrel, lizard, chameleon core army style. Like, I feel like we've seen it work very nicely so far today, which I'm really hyped for because the meta was kind of, skunk and moles for a long time, which is cool. But I think it should still be viable. There just needs to be a range of things that are truly viable. You know what I mean? And I think we're starting to hone in after that last balance patch on a nice healthy meta game where you have a lot of options to you, which is definitely where you want to be as far as the state of the game of any RTS, really. So Anzu going for a quick second base. Parsifal's gonna get the scout right here. Knows 120 food's already been invested into economy. Parsifal's got a lot of lizards already. I'm getting hype, but no, it looks like he's gonna take his own gristmill. He's gonna buff away the commander first to kind of deny that information, and no, he's not going to take a gristmill. Instead, he's moving forward, and yeah, I was like, I kind of hope he does a little bit of a strike here. He's got some units already, and Anzu opened up really greedy, so he is going to manage to get a pig. I think he overextended there trying to get that second one, and it's a classic blunder we all make time and time again. The greed is real, but still, I think a trade that Parsifal's happy with. He could have got the one pig and then bailed out of there, saved a couple lizards, but again, I do it all the time as well. It's very tempting. You smell that bacon, man. You want that second pig kill, and it's easy mistake to make. So a lot of tier 1, just rocking that Squizzard for now. I feel like Squizzard is a good combo in the early game as long as your opponent doesn't have moles or toads. You can get a good bit of damage done, like especially if Anzu tries to go into like a skunk composition. But really, it's been Squizzard from both sides. Yeah, now he's adding in that skunk. And, well, Squizzard versus Squizzard and Skunk is a little different than Squizzard versus, like, Skunk, Squirrel, Pigeon, so I like Anzu's army comp. Both players kind of getting away with running lizards this game, I think is interesting. Like, we don't see moles, we don't see toads at all in this game, which are two units that really do a good job denying the lizards, so we should see some free reign here for this unit to really shine, and I wouldn't be surprised to see some kind of lizard chicken between these two players. Like, who's going to build the most lizards here? Because, again, both players aren't aware that there's no toads and moles. Just because you don't see it right now doesn't mean the other guy doesn't have it in their deck. Parsifal moving in for a little bit of harassment here. I think he's going to get punished for this, though. He didn't target down a pig. All those lizards being lost there, and he even brought his squirrels out with him. So, unfortunately, those are going to get ran down by these lizards as well. And Anzu is prone to take just a phenomenal engagement here. Moving forward, gonna snipe that tier 2 Warren immediately. No skunks for Parsifal this game. Anzu continuing to move forward. Needs to be careful. His commander did get low HP, but pulled it back in time not to lose it. He did lose a skunk, however, so he's not gonna be happy about that, but I feel like he's doing enough damage. Parsifal feels the same way. Taps out, and Anzu is gonna add another win to the belts here. Nicely done. That was a very quick game, man. It went, it changed like incredibly fast. Like 20 seconds, the game was just over. All right, we've got Pingu and Chip coming up next. Chip from space, I see you in the chat. Hop on in. And Pingu. Bam. All right. So let's look at the standings here while we wait. Browser capture. Okay, so let's talk about this real quick. I feel like I haven't had a chance to properly introduce it. So there's the 12 Duels preseason, 12 Duels season 3 that's going on, which is basically we have 12 bosses. We need participants, by the way. You can sign up for the event under the stream you're watching right now. So please sign up and participate and have fun. Don't be anxious about it or anything. It's just for fun, guys. Yeah, don't be shy. Hop on in. And essentially how it works is there's 12 bosses that you're going to fight on your own time. You get 3 lives, and you try to defeat all the bosses in order. There's sometimes, I know in the past there's been a little more to it, like there'll be a trivia question every now and then, or maybe a chance to get your life back at this point or another. But in a nutshell, that's kind of how it works. You're the challenger going up against the Elite 4, except for it's the Elite 12, right? You have 3 lives, get in there, best of 1 style, and see how far you can get. And the winner is a participant who goes all the way, and then if there's a tie, if multiple participants defeat all 12 duelists, then they fight it out. We've never gotten there, though. I think the previous seasons, I think, if I remember correctly, one time, I think, did Mishi beat everybody? I feel like one of the seasons, we had one player beat everybody, and the other season, nobody won. If the gentleman's in chat, he could probably refresh my memory. I apologize, guys. I was there. I casted for it and stuff. I just have terrible memory when it comes to stuff like this. So that's what we're doing today, is just determining the order that all the duelists are going to be ranked in, their totem pole order, so to speak. Still nobody in my lobby. What's going on with that? In Season 2, no one won, so Mishi's still in power. In Season 1, Mishi won. Bam! Bam, my memory is good. I said Mishi won one of them, and the other one, nobody won. So, yes. My tooth and tail nerd, my street nerd cred is still solid. Okay. Still have one more. You're too fast. Stop. Y'all coming? Okay, so I think Pingu is... They are still playing the last round. Oh. Okay, they're both still playing. I still haven't even gotten into my next round. Alright, does anybody want to fight me while we wait? It might be a little bit of wait. Anyone want to fight me? Bring it on. Bring it on, chat. Let's play a game. I'll put the password out there. Please don't join the lobby if you're not gonna play me right now, or like try to stick in the lobby and spectate, just because it might cause lag or something. I don't think anybody will, but if you do, I'll just change the password. Bam, Kalaru, my man. Let's do this. All right, what am I messing around with right now? I think I want to do something like this. Like I should play Fox, right? I don't know. No. I always try to make Fair and Fox work. It's just how I like to play. I like to be that guy. Clara's pretty darn good. He's the guy that likes artillery cannon. And he likes Fox as well. But I think if we play smart, we keep our eye on what he's doing, do a good job scouting, I think we'll be okay. So what's going to be my game plan? I think I want to get a fast ferret, and I want to harass him while I get up to 2 base economy and some skunks behind that, right? And then eventually get my fox out. I think that's my game plan. That's my strategy. We're gonna use ferrets for our tactics. Ooh, look at these mines. Okay. All right, he's got mines. Ferrets will be fine against that, I feel like. Mine's not gonna kill a ferret, so they'll be cost efficient against it. So I think I'm gonna be greedy. Oh wow, he's building a lot of mines. So do I go like ferret pigeon? That seems crazy greedy though. So I think we're gonna go ahead and go ferret first. I think we'll be okay with this, because he spent a lot of money in mines. Oh, dude. Bro. Can we... Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Alright, I figured it out. Is it gonna be good? I don't know. Is it gonna be fun? Yes. So he's mining up... Listen, don't tell Kalaru. He's mining up this whole area super hard. And we're just gonna hit him in the back door. I'm a backdoor man, like Jim Morrison. You know what I'm saying? Alright, should we wait for the... I feel like we should wait for the second ferret. I don't really know what he's doing, though. Alright, he knows I have ferrets. I think we just go now. He spent so much money on mines. Do I just bring my units as well? And just be like, you can't fight me? Oh, I can reinforce the moles? Okay. Okay, listen. Oh, oh, that's so dirty. That's so dirty. Oh man. Yeah. Oh god. That was fun. Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for evil laughing so hard. That was good. Iris, did you want to play? You can play a game. Or why don't you two do a show match or something? I'll watch you two play while we wait. If you want to come in, Iris. Yeah, alright, let's do some Iris versus Kalaru show matching while we're waiting for the tournament to continue. Sweet. This will be some good content. Are you guys in this? No, I don't think either Iris or Kalaru are duelists, so they'll probably be participants in the 12 duel season, I think. Okay, alright, here we go, guys. This is not part of the 12 duels thing, we're just buying time, and luckily we got Kalaru here in the bottom, and Iris over here in the top, willing to fight to the death for our amusement, while we wait for the tournament to advance. So, let's let's see how this plays out. Both players with Fox, Kalaru rocking that artillery cannon. We got Iris, okay. Iris is trying to steal my heart here, man. He's got Ferret, Fox, and Wolf all going on in one deck. I would love to see that work. And if it did work, I would steal the hell out of it and try to ladder with it. Because, dude, Wolf buff on the Fox or the Ferret, I mean, that's pretty good. That's pretty cash money. You know what I'm saying? So nothing crazy thus far from these players. Just kind of scouting it out. Decent map here. Kind of aggro, I feel like. You know, it's going to be rough for... Alright, we got Chip spectating, so his game is done. We're still waiting on Pingu, I believe. So, yeah, it's going to be a little rough for Iris to spawn. Like, if he really wanted, he could take this gristmill, which it looks like is what he's going to do. Because if he takes this one, you know, it's going to be uphill battle. You know, it's going to be constant aggression. And plus, this one's a little sneakier. You know, Kalaru might not find it and then think he's in a different spot in the game. You know, maybe he's like, oh, I'm fine because Iris doesn't have a second base, but Iris does have a second base with 3 or 4 farms on it or something. However, Kalaru still just trying... Oh, no, Kalaru... Okay, he is going to continue. Oh, and he's not going to scout up there, actually. He does know a cabin is there, but he didn't get the entire scout and see the hidden base from Iris, but Kalaru's actually doing the same thing. So both players are taking a hidden base over here with a cabin in the way, and that cabin might actually deter scouting more than you think it might, you know what I mean? Like Iris, oh, I might go scout over here, but there's a cabin there, I'm not going to bother with that, and then you just don't do it. So actually really mirror openings thus far for both players. Tier 2 goes down at very similar times. Only difference thus far is Iris queued up an additional farm over there. Kalaru's just rocking the 1 farm. But again, you know, both players think that their opponent is on 1 base, and they're actually on 2 bases, right? So that is definitely going to make this a weird game, and Iris is going to commit more and more to this economy over here, which as long as Kalaru doesn't hit some kind of timing attack and punish him for that, it's going to be really good. All right, Pingu is ready. Okay, all right. So Pingu and Chip are ready to roll. After this game, we will hop over to that. Hopefully, hopefully this doesn't turn into like a 20-minute macro fest, but I highly doubt it. With the units that these players have in their compositions, I feel like this is going to be pretty fast-paced. And we see the Fox going down for Kalaru. No Fox yet for Iris, and again, neither player knows about the sneaky base of their opponent, and he's gonna... Does he not get the Fox Scout? Oh, there it is. Okay, so he sees the Fox on the way. Oh, and is he gonna... Oh, no. Okay, it does make sense for Iris to stop scouting right there. And he's gonna throw down his own Fox, which I think he did have time to do. Like, yeah, Kalaru's Fox is gonna be 20-30 seconds faster, but not too big of a deal, right? The Fox from Iris will be out in time. And Iris does have the mines, which I feel like are better than artillery and barbed wire, because you can see where the artillery and barbed wire are, try to play around that. But the mines can catch you off guard. You know, imagine Kalaru's Fox comes up, hits that mine, gets that slow on it, and then all of a sudden, you're in a rough spot. That barbed wire goes down, bruising up these ferrets, and the chameleons are actually going to jump on top of them. Very nice 1-2 punch there from Kalaru. Nicely done. Getting that ferret like that was really cool. More mines coming down, so Kalaru, if he wasn't aware of mines, he does know about them now. The Fox is almost done for Kalaru, and Iris's Fox has been supply blocked, but now it starts. The single ferret still raining down, trying to get that Warren, and is he gonna get it? Looks like he will. Moving forward, and this ferret is gonna continue to harass. Again, both players still don't know about that second base. So maybe Iris is thinking he's doing more damage. Both players probably feel really sneaky right now. Like, my opponent's on 1 base and I'm really on 1.5, and they have no idea. But it's just not the case. This is going to be tough for him to use. Okay, I like this move. You know, use these chameleons to do some mine clearing. Actually blows up one of those chameleons. Got to be careful about that. A little bit of value there for Iris. And here comes the Fox. However, Iris's Fox is almost out. Oh, is he gonna trigger the mine? Oh, man. Okay, he knows that mine, even if he doesn't, he's trying to be careful with the chameleon. The mine does trigger, and here we go, a big engagement coming down. Let's see. Oh, Kalaru trying to get aggressive with his commander. However, the Fox is out, and Kalaru actually gets the kill on Iris's Fox and keeps his alive. Very nicely done. I thought for sure Iris was about to snipe Kalaru's Fox, but nice control there. I think Iris held on okay in that fight. You know, he killed a lot of tier 2, but the Fox still being alive here for Kalaru is absolutely huge. And Iris committed to another Fox. None of those mines going down in time, so a lot more free food for Kalaru there. Kalaru's got a lot of tempo as long as he has good control and doesn't lose lose a Fox here, rather. You know, maybe he's got enough pressure to try to seal the deal. Some good skunk gas coming down on all that tier 1. The Fox still alive. Oh, the Fox at 2 HP. Needs to be careful here. Kalaru living on the edge. All these chameleons very low as well. One of them goes down. Kalaru gonna go home for the time being. Now keep in mind, Iris does have a ton of second base economy going on. Yeah, I'm aware the players are ready, guys. I've just figured might as well let them finish this matchup. Not really much else I can do about it since it's already started. But I don't think it's going to go on for too much longer. Iris did get another Fox up. It's almost dead already, however, 5 HP. But Iris is somehow bolstering his ranks and getting together a big enough army to contest this. Now, keep in mind, there are a lot of chameleons with Kalaru's army, so maybe it looks a little smaller than it should. When does round 5 start? Round 5 should start right after this, gent. I got them to play a match for us while we waited. So, and I believe Pingu and Chip are both ready to go. Oh, these chameleons trying to get this Fox here. The Fox for Kalaru did go down, so Kalaru really needs to get a kill on this Fox from Iris here. Oh, and these chameleons are so low. 2 of them get taken out. This is looking dreadful for Kalaru here. He did manage to pick up a ferret, but he's still trying to get that ambush. That's his only hope in this game. Oh, and is he gonna get it? Oh, the commander goes down, and he almost set up a chameleon ambush. That's probably going to be it from Claro. I imagine he's going to tap out from here. No, he's going to stay in for the time being. Put the fox in the water quickly. All right, Iris looking in, trying to deliver the killing blow here. I think he's got this game in the bag. He's got the better economy. He made some good plays there right at the end. Wonderful match for both players here. Oh, hang on. Oh, the chameleon does get the fox. Claro. Oh, man. The hype is real. Claro is still in this game. Do they still not? Okay, they still don't know. Okay, no, Iris does know that Claro has a base over there. But Claro might be thinking Iris is starving or something. I guess you get the timer. But I don't know, man. This is a lot of squirrels. Does he have enough to take out this chameleon? I think so. Yeah, and is Claro going to tap out from here, or is he going to stick in it? Claro. Send this replay to TnTTV. Oh, wait. I mean, technically, this isn't the feast, right? So could we watch it twice? All right, all right. Claro's going to hang in here. Oh, this is the problem, though. Another fox coming in for Iris. And Claro now sees the economy from Iris, is not going to be happy about it. However, he's going to bring his chameleon right over and try to deal some damage. Iris is kind of memeing on him. Maybe he thinks he's in a better spot than he is. He's building all these mines as this chameleon kills all of Iris's pigs. And the cabin's going to zone out the fox for a minute. Dude, Claro is trying so hard. Oh man, Claro. Really trying to win this grudge match here. Really giving a good show for the viewers out there. Alright. Alright, I think Iris can just bust through, however. That fox is a pretty big deal. One chameleon is not going to be enough to get on top of it. Ooh, he's doing an okay job, but that shot is going to be it for that chameleon. Alright, Claro. The hype was real, but it's time to tap out. Indeed he does. Iris takes the match. Wonderful show match, guys. I appreciate it. Alright, alright. And with that, we are ready for the next round of the tournament. Chip from Space versus Pingu. Thank you so much, Iris and Claro. Alright, we got both players on spectator. Just hop on in and let's do it. How are these players doing thus far? Chip, 4-0. Pingu has not taken a win yet, I believe. If I'm looking at this correctly. So, Chip is the heavy favorite here. Maybe we'll see Pingu with an upset. But Chip is looking for some blood. Yeah, this is the... I don't know if this is the classic Chip deck. Well, it might be. I remember it did have balloons, right? I felt like there was a wolf in there. Anyways, guys, up top, the one, the only, Chip from Space. And his opponent, in the bottom, we've got Pingu, also known as Uncle Pingu. If you're new to the scene, Chip is a consistent top-level player and has been basically since before day one. I think he was an alpha player. So he has basically been on the top or near the top consistently, you know, forever. So it's really cool to see him still participating in events and playing this 12 Duels preseason with us. I've seen a lot of the old school greats being more and more active lately, so always cool to see, you know, guys like Skeleton on the ladder or Classic Metal playing from time to time, you know, stuff like that. Even see Pile. I think we had a replay from Pile on the last episode of the Feast, so that was really cool. And pretty standard openings thus far for both players. Chip still rocking 7 farm opening, and I think that's a habit of the past back in the day, especially around launch meta. 7 farm. Warren was a little bit safer because there's so much mole shenaniganery. And Chip, you know, has been known to take like a quick single Warren, like a 5 or even 6 farm Warren from time to time. Just kind of poke and prod around on the map with his units, maybe try to harass from here and there, but not really commit to aggression as you would kind of think like pre-8 farm openings to be. And from here, Chip is just going to go right into that skunk. So meanwhile, Pingu is getting a very mirror build, except for he's going for the ferret, and Chip did not get the scout off on the tier 2. Pingu, however, did see that Chip is going for some tier 2 here, so a little bit more information on Pingu's side of the map. However, you know, he's going to have to get some really great shots and do some really good micro with these ferrets. I feel like, you know, on paper, the composition that Chip is putting together is going to punch a little bit harder than what's coming out from Pingu. You know, the ferret is kind of this unit you want to be poking your opponent with for as long as possible, and not necessarily a unit that's really, really strong in direct engagements. So if Chip decides to get more aggressive here, and yeah, here he comes. He's going to be utilizing these skunks to do a little bit of harassment, try to pick up whatever he can for free before this fight starts. Already picked up a squirrel, starting to harass the HP on that pig. Pingu moving forward. A couple more squirrels go down on the side of Pingu. Chip pushing his attack forward. The ferrets actually getting a lot of kills here in Pingu's defense, but does he have enough? As Chip is just coming down with the hammer right here, right now at the beginning of the game. Does lose a skunk, and both ferrets still alive for Pingu. However, a couple Warrens going down from Pingu and a lot of pigs. So yeah, he kept his tier 2 units alive, but I think Chip got the damage in that he was looking for. And now Chip is not messing around. He's just going to continue the pressure and try to close this one out. I think this is a great build order and play style, especially for beginners to like kind of practice on the ladder and get used to being the aggressor. And Chip is just delivering this aggressive playstyle phenomenally here. And as I say that, he does lose the skunk on the front to those falcons, but those falcons are going to be hard-pressed to get much else done this fight. Chip moving forward, trying to focus fire down those falcons. However, it's standing over a pig, so it lives a little bit longer than it normally would have. But the falcons do end up going down. Chip has a handful of tier 1 left alive. And yeah, the tier 2 from Chip is going down. However, he's trading them off for pigs in a way. So he's very happy with the damage that's being dealt. You know, Pingu's, every time Chip comes in, Pingu gets a little more and more crippled and not able to keep up for the next round. As you can see, you know, Chip's economy is double that of Pingu's now. He's moving forward, and now he's just looking like he's targeting that gristmill, hoping to not knock Pingu out immediately. He doesn't, because Pingu did take another gristmill, but Pingu knows it's over, taps out, and Chip takes the match with a very aggressive playstyle and build order. Great build, in my opinion. It's something to practice, and if you're looking for a way to kind of dictate more in your games, I think that playstyle that Chip just showed is great for the ladder, you know. And I feel like guys like this guy use something similar very nicely. So Pingu is still supposed to be here. He is going into a match against Anzu next. So Anzu should be heading into the match here shortly, and we will keep it going. Gentlemen talking about using a controller in the chat. I use a controller as well. I actually, I use a controller for 2 reasons. I've been a big RTS tryhard nerd my whole life. You guys know that about me. I play other RTS games like StarCraft and Warcraft and stuff. So what really drew me to Tooth and Tail at the beginning was I could relax after work on the couch with a controller and a beer, you know, and just kick back, kind of put my feet up, you know what I mean, and play an RTS game. Anyways, in the bottom, we've got Pingu and his opponent in the left, Anzu. So I think that's why I gravitated to the controller to begin with in Tooth and Tail. And then spectating is actually much, much better with the controller. I don't think there's any debate about that. So by the time I started getting good at the game and being, you know, at least one of the higher tier players in the scene, I just never felt like transitioning over to mouse keyboard because I'd gotten so used to controller with spectating, and then also, you know, I just enjoy being able to play casually with the controller, like lounge back, you know. But keyboard and mouse are, I think, the best players just use keyboard exclusively. It is technically better because you can switch between your units instantly, where players on the controller have to cycle through unit groups. So doing something like clutch, you know, pulling toads back or pulling a lizard back and then swapping over to your fox real quick, you can do plays like that easier on the keyboard than you can on the controller. No one plays StarCraft with the controller. I played N64 StarCraft with a controller, actually. And it was terrible. But, you know, 9-year-old Delthius had fun. Oh crap, wrong button. Sorry, guys. I was actually looking to check the standing. Yeah, nothing's going on so far. 8-farm double from both players. So we've got Anzu at 1 win and Pingu at 0 here. So both players trying to get on the map. You know, this is a little bit lower end matchup here for the 12 duels. Now, lower end of the 12 duelists is still saying something, you know what I mean? That's like being the worst team in the NFL or something. It's like, well, you know, there's still a really good football team, right? If you're the worst team in the NFL. I think people often forget things like that. Like the worst player, oh, he got knocked out in the round of 32 of the GSL or something if you follow the StarCraft scene. It's like, well, he's still a badass player, right? He was in the round of 32 to begin with. So Falcon's coming out here from Pingu on a 1-base strategy. Meanwhile, Anzu is just trying to hold down with some Squizzard, trying to get into that 2-base economy. Both players know exactly what's going on the other side of the map. So no surprises here. Anzu even willing to throw down a turret. I actually like this turret a lot. It defends basically all of his real estate here and is kind of a caveat for being so greedy. I think since he built that turret, though, he needs to throw down at least one more farm, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Because the turret, you're trying to fend off, like, yeah, I'm being greedy right now. Well, we'll be a little more greedy if you're going to commit to the turret, in my opinion. But he does need to be careful. I mean, this is clearly a 1-base strategy coming from Pingu. And it's very, very easy to die to strategies like this if you're not careful and you start to invest, you know, too much food into economy, and then all of a sudden your opponent's army is absolutely massive. And Pingu manages to get that turret there. He trades out a lot of lizards to do it, though. That's one thing you got to be careful about when you have units with different movement speed in your army, right? You want to make sure that units don't kind of run up and fight, you know, by themselves before the rest of your army gets there or anything like that. Okay. So, Pingu, maybe not really wanting to commit to that 2-base, and he certainly doesn't have to, right? He can take this cabin, or his campfire now. He can take this base over here in the 4 o'clock position. He doesn't necessarily have to commit on a 1-base all-in, and Anzu's making that look a little bit more and more difficult for him. He does kill the commander, so now he can try to move in while Anzu's army is not being microed. He does decide to pounce on in. Was it the right call, though, is the question. He did manage to kill a snake, but he lost almost all of his tier 1. He got a turret as well, but those turrets that you know, Anzu's units were kind of in position anyways. So Pingu kind of baited himself there, unfortunately. Like, he got the commander, which is a good cue a lot of the times. Like, okay, you killed their commander, you're going to have like 5 seconds or so where their army is not going to be microed. However, Anzu kind of overestimated the position he was in after that, moves out, and loses a lot of that juicy tier 2. So Pingu went from like being in a bad spot to being right back in a good spot here. The wolf is on the way for Anzu, but he's going to be hard-pressed to actually afford it. And this second base is not as effective as he probably was hoping. Pingu moving in with a lizard run by, rallies all of his units in here, at least all of his tier 1, and he's gonna get the snake for his trouble. Oh man, is that snake gonna live at 1 HP? No, the squirrel barely kills him before dying off. And again, I think this game has seesawed back into Anzu's favor. It's, yeah, Pingu got in a little bit damaged, but he probably lost a bit too much to do it. And he straggled it a little bit because he never committed to this campfire. He never committed to this second base over here in the corner. And Ya Anzo only built a couple of farms. But that's a little bit of extra money that Pingu doesn't have. And now that we're past the 5-minute mark, that's really starting to snowball into a bigger difference. You know, if I have 5 farms and you have 3, that's a bigger difference than if I have 8 farms and you have 10. You know what I mean? And Anzu actually ends up taking that one. Very nice. Okay. So we've got Chip versus Jet coming up next, by the looks of it. That was a really cool game. I think that kind of showcased how much of the game's like tempo can just switch back and forth constantly, right? Like, oh, Pingu made a good play, and then oh no, Anzu made a good play, and back and forth and back and forth, and Pingu just overcommitted. I think he got a little too cocky there at the end. Chip is still playing Cold Warp Gates. Alright. That'll be much longer. Yeah, we'll just wait it out. Take a little wait. While we're waiting on that, guys, let me do a little plug-a-lug-dug for the other event we got coming up next weekend. We've got 2v2 random tournament being put on by me and Premium Bow. AV Ultima is going to be casting that. That's going to be next Saturday at 1 p.m. You guys are getting spoiled with all this Tooth and Tail content, man. We had a feast on Friday night. Check out that VOD if you haven't seen that yet. Obviously, we're doing this right now. Next Saturday, we're going to have our 2v2 tournament. I'm really hyped for this one because it's random teams, random decks, and we switch the teams between every round. So it's really noob friendly. So if you're new to the game, maybe you just came on the last sale or something, or you haven't played in a while, this is definitely a great event to hop into. So check that out, guys. It's going to be next Saturday. You can sign up for that in the Discord underneath the channel you're watching right now. And of course, what we're doing right now is the preseason for the 12 Duels tournament. Where we're figuring out the boss order for all the different bosses for the 12 Duels. And the 12 Duels is something you can also sign up for, which is more of a season-like thing than a proper tournament. And you can sign up on the Tooth and Tails events section under the stream you're watching right now. There's links to both the 2v2 Discord and the Gentleman's 12 Duels Discord. That sounds like people are here. Okay, I have bought enough time. The next match is ready. Let's hop back into it with Jet Erickson versus Chip from Space. Now, this is a pretty hype matchup. Let me get my spreadsheet, my handy-dandy spreadsheet here. Okay, so Chip is undefeated, but I think Jet lost a match. Yeah, Jet lost versus Strownel. Okay. So Chip is still undefeated. If Jet beats Chip here, they will both be 5-1, if I'm understanding that correctly. Yeah, join the 12 Duels, even if you're new, but it's a lot of fun. Definitely Biohazard. All of these events we do are really newbie-friendly. I do need to stress that. Spawning kind of in the middle of the map, we've got Mr. Jet Erickson. Looking to take a win off his opponent, who is currently undefeated, Chip from Space. Alright, Jet versus Chip from Space. Take out your notepads. This is definitely a high-level Tooth and Tail match. You could easily see Jet versus Chip from Space as like the end, the grand finals of a 1v1 event or something like that. Wolf Fox from Jet. Alright, I'm kind of on Team Jet. I'm not going to lie. Like, he's not Quartermaster, so that's point number 1 for Jet. And then he's running Wolf Fox. So that's got to be like 5 points from Delthius, right? Like, come on, man. The only way a deck could be better than Wolf Fox is if it was Wolf Fox Ferret, right? So Chip, starting with that kind of signature 5/6 farm Warren, as I talked about before. I think it's a leftover artifact from the days where Mole rushes were a lot different in the early days of Tooth and Tail. But Chip still uses it, and I think he does because it can punish an opponent who goes for an 8-farm opening, who's just kind of like on autopilot in the early game. You can show up with 1 or 2 squirrels, kind of abuse some high grounds, abuse some angles, maybe pick off a pig or threaten a warren or make your opponent kind of, stress out over a little bit of harassment. And in the end, even if you don't get anything done with a 5-farm warren against 8-farm, you're basically in the same spot. It's not a crazy committal or anything like that, but Chip is continuing to just build squirrels here. This is a very short map, so it's kind of like this game of aggro chicken, where it's hard. Like, even if Chip didn't want to be aggressive, he kind of has to, right? Because if Jet does something aggressive while Chip's trying to get a badger or take an expansion or something, then Jet's just going to run him over. Because the kind of rules of aggression, it's kind of pushed up to 11 in this situation, because look at this territorial difference, right? Like, these players are in spitting distance of one another, which adds a lot of dynamics to aggressive openings. Timings and attacks that wouldn't work beforehand. It's like, oh, well, I can barely squeeze out my tier 2 before his units get here. Like, no, that's not going to work when you guys are next door neighbors. But still, Chip is surprisingly, he's committing to a lot of tier 1, but he hasn't stepped forward just yet. This is difficult for Chip, as Jet does have the double high ground. Now, your units don't get an advantage for high ground versus low ground, like in StarCraft or something, but they do out of vision, right? Because Jet's units will see Chip's units first and be able to shoot first, and that is definitely an advantage. So Chip is just trying to find the right angle to take this engagement on. Chip is pretty committed, going up to so many squirrels without any kind of tier 2. And so far, this is looking really good for Jet, to be honest, because Jet kind of weathered the storm. He kept his units in the right position. He kind of did the dance with Chip a little bit of this early game dance of death. And now he's got a skunk out. So he's got to be feeling happy. He's got the tier 2. He needs to deal with Chip. And Chip's just kind of got to go back to his base with his tail between his legs for the moment, wait for his own skunks to come out, and then the playing field will kind of be stabilized again. Now, Chip can make a better composition here, I feel like, with his moles in the mix, since Jet really, Jet's got the squirrel, pigeon, skunk, but the rest of his army is kind of more committed to the mid and late game, with things like falcons and tier 3 units and stuff. Meanwhile, Chip has got the moles, so he can kind of put together this skunk push that'll be a little bit stronger than what Jet can actually muster up. And Jet did give Chip enough time to get his skunks out. So, oh, sorry. I tried to take a snack bite on the stream. I think it's too obvious. I'll be patient. I don't think there's too many more games today. Have a nice meal, Delthius. Yeah, I thought I'd be sneaky. All right. My wife just got back from the store and bought me, like, popcorn chickens. So I'm like, oh my god, yes. But it's okay. I can wait for a better show. Really appreciate everybody tuning in, man. 40 viewers. Super awesome. Bone Lancer, thank you so much for the support, man. I really appreciate it. Throwing out a couple bits for me there. Thank you, sir. All right. So, a little bit more skunk harassment here. Keep in mind, we are on the new patch, so the skunks are not going to throw gas based on commander positioning. And let's see, both players are trying to get up some economy. Keep in mind the 5-minute mark came and went. So, the economies are starting to dwindle down. And Jet, I feel like, is in a good spot. Like, he's got the Fox on the way. He's transitioning into a mid-game a little bit better than Chip, right? Like, he's got his tier 3 on the way. He's got a better economy up and running with that campfire, with a couple more farms on that second base. Chip does get a balloon up, but Jet is going to pull the trigger in. I don't think this is wise to fight under the balloon, to fight what he's invested into that tier 3 unit that's not on the board yet. Chip is going to move forward and comes back after his skunks go down. Now, did Chip ever see the tier 3? No. No, he hasn't. So he doesn't know that the Fox is on the way, and he sells the balloon. That's unfortunate, because that balloon would have been fantastic against the Fox, and You know, this Fox actually might win the game for Jet. It's gonna catch Chip blindsided here. And here it is. The Fox is on the board. Chip knows he's got to push through. It's kind of now or never, and he backs up. This is rough for Chip, because now this Fox is going to get a lot of free damage. Chip is going to continue forward. Gets that last skunk. Now it's just Jet and a Fox and a couple of tier 1. Does Chip have enough? The Fox still has plenty of room to back up. Typically the way that you can kill a Fox without, like, you know, Fox killing units is to back it into a corner and just zap Brannigan and just throw units at it till it dies, right? So he's not going to be able to kill the Fox, but is he doing enough damage anyways? Almost every single Warren is down now for Jet. He's only got a couple farms, but he's going to be able to absolutely decimate whatever Chip has left. These pigs, dead. These couple squirrels here, dead. And now Chip's starving. And how is he going to take another farm when the Fox has control of the map? He's going to muster up whatever squirrels he can and try to push in, but with some decent control here, and Jet certainly does have decent control, this Fox should be able to go to town on these squirrels all day long. Chip trying to get this Fox. It's his only hope in this game. Can he get it? He's down to 2 HP. It just needs one more hit from a single squirrel. They're not going to be able to get it. They do kill the skunk. Oh, the hero squirrel got the kill on the Fox. And is Jet going to tap out when Chip is starving? Chip's got to go home, sell some Warrens, and build a farm. Okay, he already had one queued, so it starts building immediately. And oh my god, Chip from space takes the match on Jet. That was insane. That was such a good match, man. Oh my god. Damn. That hero squirrel taking that Fox out at the very end. I thought the regen, like the Fox regen to 3 HP, so it would take 2 hits from a squirrel, but it was still enough. Chip from space still undefeated here. Wow, that was so good. That was such a good game. Okay, we're moving on to another match with Pingu. Alright. That one squirrel that got my Fox live because of one tile of darkness on the high ground. Oh, man. I can see that. That's hilarious. Alright. Y'all need to get out of this lobby, Chip and Jet. Cold Warp Gates is up. And we need Pingu as well. Pingu's here. Pingu's in. Jet! Get out of my lobby, Jet! Dude, that was such a good match. Can I kick him out? I think he's just crying. Can I do anything? Okay, alright, he's out of here. I'm off. Good night, everybody. See you later, Blue Coon. It's always a pleasure, man. Yeah, for those tuning in, man, please take a look at the Tooth and Tails events section under the stream you're watching right now. You'll find all the information on this event, on a 2v2 tournament we're doing next weekend. Join the Discord under the community banner. Under the stream, there's a button that says here you can click on for the Discord. Definitely get in there for if you like seeing this kind of stuff or to figure out when this kind of thing is going on. That's your best resource. In the bottom, we've got Pingu looking to pick up a win here, and his opponent up in the top right, we've got Cold Warp Gates. All right, has Pingu taken a match yet? And let's take a look at the records. So we're on game 8 here. Cold Warp Gates is doing fine. He's 4-4. Yeah, unfortunately, Pingu has not won a match yet today, so he really needs to win this one. Oh, okay. My controller died on me for a second, but it's back. So yeah, definitely take a look at that Tooth and Tails events section. That's where you can... I try to keep that updated with news and events as I'm aware of them. And And keep sending me replays, guys. I'm trying to get back into the swing, producing more content for Tooth and Tail, because I love this community and it's a really fun game and I enjoy casting. So if you want to see more Tooth and Tail content, the best thing you can do two things, in my opinion, if you want to see more Tooth and Tail stuff. You can play games on the ladder, on ranked, and just have fun and check it out. The ladder just reset with the new balance patch, so lots of incentive to play. And then you can save replays of your matches and send them to me at ToothAndTailTV@gmail.com. That'll give me some ammo to do replay casting shows. So if you're enjoying this and you're wondering, like, how can I get more involved in Tooth and Tail, I feel like those are the best first 3 steps. The easiest 3 steps to get involved, I think, are play matches online, right? Get in the Discord and send me replays. So Lizard's coming out here from Pingu. Cold Warp Gate with a very standard tried and true opening. 8 farms into double tier 1 into an expansion. He's got a little bit of a scouting mine up forward. Not taking this cabin right now, which I'm surprised about. Maybe he's just going to keep it as a defensive utility for the time being. Pingu is making a bunch of lizards, so Cold Warp Gates did see that, and Pingu is going to go ahead and take this natural base that he's got back here. It's actually basically a pocket base. There is a path, if you look on the mini map, you can get in that way if Cold Warp Gates wanted to with like some moles or something. From one caster to another, you're amazing, man. Hey, thanks, Bone Lancer. I appreciate it, dude. What do you cast? What game do you cast for? Let me know. I'm interested. All right, so Pingu going for that ferrets. Right. Makes sense so far. Not a whole lot to say just yet this game. Like, nobody's really committed to one thing or another. Kind of keeping my eye on the farm count from both players. Like, both players do have a second base, but nobody's really pulled the trigger and built like a ton of farms on it yet. And sometimes you can like fake out with a second base, you know, like you build a second base, your opponent sees that, and then you only build like 1 or 2 farms and build a bunch of army, and you might catch your opponent off guard. Pingu trying to move in with this lizard ferret attack. I think it could have done a little bit better, but the moles here from Cold Warp Gates deal with lizards very nicely, and both those ferrets going down. Cold Warp Gates is in a phenomenal position this game already. I really like this opener from Pingu, but I think he messed up a little bit on the execution, and now he's kind of left a hole here for Cold Warp Gates to get in and deal a lot of counter damage. This already might be the end of the game. You know, sometimes that's how it is in this game, man. Sometimes you get like 4-minute matches, and I think that's actually what's really nice about it, is the turnaround rate, you know. I love playing like really quick games because I don't always get a lot of time to play video games, so it's like, oh, I got an hour, I can get in like a lot of matches of Tooth and Tail or something, you know. So Cold Warp Gate's just trying to hunt down these last couple gristmills. Pingu is kind of freaking out right now. I don't think he's still in this game. I can't really hype it up anymore. Cold Warp Gates is just trying to check his 6s. He doesn't realize that there's a gristmill down here, but he should see that very soon. Basically, he just wanted to make sure he wasn't about to lose to like mole counterattacks or anything like that. Oh, cool. He cast for Warcraft 3. Awesome. Pedro beat Jet. Very cool. Yeah, I'm always happy to let people try out casting with me, man. If you ever want to give it a shot, hit me up on Discord. I can get you in on like a feast or something with me. I do replay casting shows called The Feast. And I have no problem having guest casters on there if you ever want to do that. Pedro beat Jet. Yeah, let me sink that in a little bit more. That is a pretty big upset. Alright, I think we got one more game, guys. We've got Lieutenant Weasel versus Parsival coming up. Chip versus Strownel. Okay, we might actually have a couple more games. I'm coordinating with the gentleman right now. Yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind doing a couple more. I kind of planned on doing 2 hours of streaming. We're only at like an hour and a half right now, so there might be another one after that. That's fine. Okay, so what are we doing next? This is a question. All right, while we're waiting, let me clue in everybody on the standings. So Chip and Strownel are both tied up, it looks like, and we might end up with a tiebreaker there. Minesweeper stream. Dude, I'm terrible at Minesweeper. I would totally do it, though. So Tosh did pretty well also. Cold Warp Gates, Jet, Pedro, all kind of in the middle. And Anzu, Parsifal, and Pingu in the rear. Okay, so looks like Strownel and Chip, if they're ready, we can do that as well. It really depends on who is ready to roll right now. I don't know if Chip is in the chat. Let me see. Come on, Jet, my boy. You got this. Got some love for Jet. Okay. So I think we're waiting. I think we're waiting right now for the next match. Both are over 7 minutes into a game. Okay. Do we even have Minesweeper? It's not installed? Oh my god. Look at this Microsoft App Store kind of thing. Parsival. Parsival's in the chat, or in the thing. Is he supposed to be here? Is he one of them? Yes, of course he is. Alright, so we're waiting on Lieutenant Weasel. Alright, Parsival, fight me. I want to play a match. Let's do it. Random. Well, is he gonna random? He probably is not gonna go random. Don't random if you're watching me. If Lieutenant Weasel gets ready, I'll just quit. Strownel vs. Chip is ready. Strownel vs. Chip is ready. Okay, never mind. Okay, Strownel and Chip, get on in here. Please abort. I did. And Lieutenant Weasel's also ready, so let's see what Gentleman wants to do. Strownel vs. Chip is coming up next. And winner will get rank 1. Alright, so this is for all the marbles, man. Whoever wins this wins the preseason event and is crowned the hardest boss for the upcoming 12 Duels tournament. Oh wait. Okay. Okay, yeah, this is correct. Okay, so we're doing Parcel versus Citizen Weasel. And then after that, we're gonna, that makes sense, end it with the shebang. Okay. I got it. I'm on board. I'm following. Alright, so who's in a better spot here? Parsival has 1 win, and Weasel has 4, actually. Weasel's tearing it up, so let's see if this can get Weasel over the hump into 5 wins, or if Parsival can try to get up to 2, and maybe try to get a spot, you know, around Duelist 4 or 5 or something. In the bottom, we've got Lieutenant Weasel, aka Citizen Weasel, and his opponent up top, the one and only Parsival. See some skunk action here from both players. Actually, 4 units overlapping for both players here in the form of Squirrel, Lizard, Pigeon, and Skunk. So a little bit of variance here. Citizen Weasel's definitely got the better late game army with that Falcon Badger. Meanwhile, Parsival's got some more choices in the mid game as far as tier 2 goes, and can probably put together a couple more powerful timing attacks. Map looks okay for both players. I kind of like Weasel's spot, right? Like, he's got a nice 2-base defensible position here. He can move forward. If he manages to secure this gristmill, he's basically got Parsival locked in on 2-base. However, that's not always the end of the world, as a lot of games are kind of settled on 1 to 2-base play anyways. So it really depends on what Parsival wants to do. Like, he does have a natural, you know. The only time that it's kind of rough in Tooth and Tail, like, yeah, we have random maps, and that does create variance and balance, but most of the time, the maps being imbalanced actually doesn't make the game imbalanced, as weird as that sounds. It can in certain situations, but what it can do is kind of force players to take different roles, where, you know, one player who's got all the gristmills on his side of the map might be cool with taking the game longer, where the other guy's got to figure out a way to get in there and do some kind of timing in the mid game, right? So Parsival in this case, you know, he does have access to 2-base, and that's kind of my red line, is like, you know, if you don't have access to a second base, then okay, I'll give it to you. You can whine a little bit about your map. But Andy actually, the main developer of the game, you know, when we were talking about this kind of thing, actually agreed with that point and made it to where it's very, very rare that you don't at least get a second base that's reasonable for you to take. And that's really all you need. And this is what I was talking about earlier, man. If Weasel can secure this base right here, he's on the double high ground. He can get himself in a position where he can kind of start locking Parsival in, where Parsival cannot take any more of the map. Parsival's aware of this, and is going to try to jump on this right here, right now. He's got a better army for the time being. The Falcon does hit the board. He's got to target down that Falcon ASAP, though, and it doesn't look like he's able to. He's trying to, but with units underneath it can be difficult, and Citizen Weasel actually defends phenomenally there. Keeping that Falcon alive is monumental. You know, Parsival was hoping to get in there, bust through, kill that Falcon, and continue to pressure and eventually even kill that gristmill. But now, you know, Citizen Weasel's sitting on a decent army comp. And Parsival's probably upset that he took this gristmill since he hasn't taken a farm on it yet. I think he does need to at least commit to 1 farm, yeah, because he built the 60 food in the gristmill, right? He might as well at least get 1 farm out of that, so Parsival's starting to move forward. He's deciding, kind of hesitating, can't decide if he wants to wait for his skunks or not, but these Falcons are just picking off units left and right. Really nice control thus far from Citizen Weasel. Citizen Weasel is coming in to commit, keeping those Falcons alive, doing such a good job. Very good micro here from Citizen Weasel. I am actually genuinely impressed how well he babysat those Falcons in that fight. And now he's just in a great spot. Like, this is rough for Parsival. He's going to get his skunks up, but is it going to be enough? Like, Citizen Weasel's taken a few engagements already where he's you know, been on the winning end of the trades over and over. You know, and he stacked it up. A couple squirrels here, a couple lizards there. And he's also been squeezing out a little bit more income. So now Citizen Weasel's in this rough spot where he's ahead both in army and in income. And is just going to continue to get more and more swole. Like, Parsival's got to do something. He's hoping he can draw the game out a little bit, which this is a good move from Parsival, as weird as it sounds. You might be looking at all these farms and be thinking, like, well, you know, he needs army to stay alive. He's kind of taking a risk that, you know, maybe Weasel will give him some breathing room, because the difference, the economic deficit that Parsival's at right now is going to matter less and less as the game goes on. So as more and more resources have been accumulated from both players, the difference between those totals is less and less significant. So Parsival's trying to say, all right, man, you won the round 1, but let me recuperate going to round 2. But no, Citizen Weasel's gonna push forward with a phenomenal army, and that might be curtains for Parzival here. As Parzival's forces get deleted, I think that strategy from Parzival trying to farm up here might have worked if they weren't, you know, next door neighbors here like they are. You know, it's way too easy for Weasel to come in and commit. Parzival is still holding on, but these Falcons are still in the air for Weasel. More and more reinforcements are coming in. And I just think this is too much damage at this point. Parzival agrees, taps out. And Lieutenant Weasel is actually going to end the tournament at a decent spot. You know, that's either 5 or 6 wins for him. So yeah, very nice. Oh, and keep in mind, this isn't totally over because Mishi and Gabany haven't been able to play their matches. Everybody else was able to play today besides those 2 players. So this isn't the end. Like, even though this is going to be it for today, you can keep following this event if you're interested and want to see Mishi auto seeds into 12. Thank you, Premium Bow. So Mishi doesn't have to do this. Gabany just has to play his duels. And Gabany will only be placed between 4 and 8, so maybe Gentleman's figured out a way, you know, like, maybe Gabany doesn't play against the guys who won really hard today or something, I'm not so sure. Jim will figure out Gabany, okay. Alright, so we've got Chip from Space versus Roundel here, both players at 7 points. So whoever wins this is going to be crowned our little victor of the preseason here. And I think there might be a tiebreaker or something after this. Citizen Weasel, please leave the lobby. And okay, so there's another match after this to determine tie-breaking and that kind of thing. But I think this is still like first, second place kind of match. Yeah, the tie-breaking in other places isn't going to affect this. Hey, thanks for the follow, Bone Lancer. I appreciate it, man. And seriously, hit me up on Discord, dude. If you're interested in casting, I'd love to have you on for an episode. We just have fun, you know? Just do this for fun. Just having fun with my buddies. No big deal. Alright, both players are figuring out what decks they want to bring to the table. Serrano thought about the Fox. Gonna switch over at the last minute, though. And Chip is a big Chameleon fan, but I think he's being tryhard. I'll elaborate on that later. But on the right, we've got Mr. Chip from Space. And up top, we've got Serrano. You know, I think Serrano is the big underdog here, or the dark horse. Is that right? I think it's the dark horse. You know, Chip from Space was kind of expected to come in here, guns a-blazing, and win the thing. Serrano, you know, we didn't expect to do so well today, to be perfectly honest. He's a good player. I think he's a bit out of practice. I don't think he's been super active lately. You know, I think there's a lot, and granted, I don't think Chip has either. I think these events kind of resurrect players, you know. Time goes on, and then, you know, you're in the Discord following the game. Oh, look, an event's going on. I'll participate in that. You know, there are other players. I think, like Jet, for example. Jet's always playing. It doesn't matter, dude. Jet will be like. It doesn't matter what's going on in the scene. Jet will be on the ladder, grinding games. You gotta give him mad props for that, for sure. Chip not doing anything crazy. It's gonna open a farm more in here. Oh, okay, yeah. My bad. Premium Bow's got some betting going on. If you guys want to throw down some wolf coins, you can exclamation mark bet Chip or Strownel. I appreciate you doing that for me, man. I didn't realize that was going on. The chat's more on top of it than I am. So, Chip taking a 5 o'clock base, a little bit of a hidden base, but not so much. This is kind of one of those maps where it's a little bit awkward for Chip. He does not have access to a good second, but this second is not unreasonable, and he's actually keeping this cabin here as a little bit of defense, which is kind of cool, but these spawning squirrels will take care of it. No, yeah, Chip is going to keep that cabin alive. He wants to dissuade Sroundle from attacking in. This is an important best-of-1 match. Nobody's committed to anything too hard yet. Now, Chip is really good at playing this greedy style matchup as well. He knows just the right amount of units to build to hold off and still be a couple farms ahead of you. And this is very dangerous. Like, we saw Chip, I don't think we've seen him a lot today, but I do remember seeing him in that game where he did that nice timing attack against Pingu. And that's one way to play, but Chip, you don't become a champion from being a one-trick pony. And Chip can definitely hang in a big, long, macro-style game. And in Tooth and Tail, there's kind of a lot of nuance on how you get into the macro game. And I feel like that's one of the things that Chip really understands. And once you have that kind of understanding, you know, you can take a break and come back and still dominate in matches like this. I'm really surprised to see Chip just grab all the gristmills here. Maybe he doesn't want to be taken off guard by a hidden base from Sroundle, but you know, Sroundle's not really doing any shenanigans like that. He is just, you know, macroing up on this base, and he's doing a good job trying to stay a couple farms ahead. That's kind of this mid-game chicken that you're in Tooth and Tail, right? Like, you want to stay a couple farms up on your opponent, but you don't want to be too many farms ahead or else they can overwhelm you with army, right? Like, if we both take second bases and you get 1 farm and I get 8, then you've got a window where you can come in and just rail me. But if you don't, then my economy is going to be so good, I basically won the game from there, right? So this kind of dance of income is kind of stabilized. I don't think either player really snuck ahead. Like, yeah, Sroundle's going to get to 16 before Chip, just very slightly, but Chip did get to 4 before Sroundle did. Sroundle gets that Badger out. You know, Chip invested 120 food into these gristmills here just to know exactly what's going on with Sroundle's economy. Just to not let Sroundle take a third base ever. So I'm thinking Chip wants to bring this into a later game style play, and you can see that as, yeah, he's starting to farm up that third base. And this is rough for Sroundle because now he's kind of stuck on this 2-base timing attack. Not really, though, because he could try to push out and take a base over here, but the problem is he's getting contained, you know, especially with this third balloon going up. Yeah, this is getting bad for Sroundle here because Sroundle doesn't have... Now, Sroundle had any way over here, like if right here there was a ramp and he can get through, you know, this would be an entirely different setup and I think a different strategy from Chip. But Chip very quickly identified, you know, hey, this is Sroundle's only way in and out on the map. And now this big wall of balloons is starting to go up from Chip, and Chip doesn't care because he can get a bigger and bigger economy. This is real bad from Sroundle. What Sroundle's got to do is kind of find the right moment to just try to punch through this, and I think that moment's going to be when this Badger comes up. Yeah, building a bunch more lizards makes sense here. He's just gotta get the courage up and just strike this thing, man. He can't sit here and let Chip just build more and more balloons. Eventually, Chip will get his own Badger out. Eventually, Chip's going to have way more money than Sroundle does. And just win, do it basically whatever he wants at that point. So here he comes, and Chip knows it. Now, Sroundle does have the Badger advantage here, but that Badger being in the water is so slow, and it can't even rev up. Chip targets it down immediately. And now the big backbone. Oh, I think Sroundle's commander died, so he wasn't able to micro. Yeah, it runs back out in the field, so the balloons manage to kill Sroundle's commander, but hold that thought, Sroundle still has so much tier 1 left over. It doesn't even matter he doesn't have a Badger. And I'm curious, yeah, try to break out and go attack the soft underbelly of Chip's expansion bases, I feel like. Neither player can afford a Badger. They're both supply blocked on Badgers here. Chip is selling off the extra balloons, knowing he doesn't need them. He just needs more and more units now. Sroundle is not going to try to go deal with the harassment. Sroundle loses his commander again, but his army seems to be doing okay on the front. However, losing the commander twice here, against a player like Chip, that was super rough. And Chip, if you notice as well, has been able to come back for round 2 with his army much more effectively since he's got such a better economy. Stroudel realizes it, taps out, and Chip, from outer space, nobody's really surprised with this result, but manages to go through the preseason event untouched. Doesn't drop a map, goes 8-0. Very well played. Very nicely done. That was a lot of fun. Okay, so we might get Cold Warp Gates versus Lieutenant Weasel. Sorry guys, chatting behind the scenes here. Okay, so Chip takes first place, Ronald takes second place. And then we're doing Lieutenant Weasel versus Cold Warp Gates next to decide who gets third and fourth place, because they are also tied up at 6 points each. And then I think 5th and 6th place are just gonna figure it out on their own. So let's get Cold Warp Gates and Lieutenant Weasel in here. I think Gentleman's getting that put together. Chip and Stroudel, very nicely done. Congratulations. Chip for first place, Stroudel for second place. You can go ahead and get out as we get Lieutenant Weasel and Cold Warp Gates in here. Yeah, losing the commander right there, Stroudel. That was rough, but Chip's strong also, so no shame in losing a match to Mr. Chip. Chip off the old block. Alright, but yeah, y'all get out of here, please. We need... Okay. Yes. Alright, so this is the last match of the stream, guys. We are going to do Cold Warp Gates versus Lieutenant Weasel. Let's get them in here. Alright, Stroudel and Chip. Can I just like remake this lobby? Be gone! Yeah, there we go. Okay. Alright, we just need Stroudel out of here. Chip just graduated from grade 1 this summer. It's true, man. He did get pre-K though, so he got a little bit of an edge on the non-pre-K nerds. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I muted my mic. I need a little more of this chicken. It's so good. I am still muted, lol. Okay, so this match will determine who gets 3rd place and who gets 4th place. We just need to get a Weasel in here. And I guess while we wait, I can plug some of the other things. Never mind, I will plug after the match. Do some pluggeronis. Alright. Alright, we see some love for Cold Warp Gates in the chat. Premium Bow, if you're gonna get the betting going. Might be able to throw down some wolf coins if P-Boop feels like it. In the bottom, we've got Mr. Cold Warp Gates. And to the left, his opponent, Citizen Weasel. Both players looking to take that 3rd place in the event. Alright, looks like P-Boop's messing around with some betting stuff. Let's see how they want to play this out. Again, we see this boar. Is it going to be a tease boar, or are we going to get to see some tasty bacon this time around? We see Badger as well. We haven't actually seen, like, well, we saw Fox, right? We saw the Owl match with Pedro. We have seen a couple Foxes today. We've seen a little bit of Badger. We've seen, like, Tier 3 in comps, but we haven't seen as much Tier 3. And I think that's a little bit because the maps that we've shown today have just been so close to one another. You haven't really had the breathing room to get into that mid to late game compositions. You know, when your territories are basically touching, you know, from the get-go, it's gonna lead into more aggressive style, you know, matches for the most part. And Citizen Weasel actually putting his warrant up here a little aggressively. This might not signal an attack. It might signal, you know, maybe he wants to take out these, take these gristmills here. Nice job. I think he caught that mine. Oh, actually, Cold Warpgate sold the mine. He was going to have that squirrel blow it up and try to get some value there. Or at least, you know, trade 1 for 1 and stop his opponent from getting value. Yeah, this is kind of what I thought. Like, I figured he was building his warrens a little bit forward. He just kind of reinforced his position in general. Now, this is more all-in than if these warrens were over here, right? Like, if he put his warrens near his main, then he could lose this gristmill and still be in the game. But now he's kind of in this position where if he loses this gristmill, he's done. He's donezo. He's Dungeon Rings. And Cold Warpgates has sniffed this out and is going to try to leverage the 60 food that he'll have in his main army. You know, that Citizen Weasel invested in that gristmill. And he's also got the better comp. Like, Squirrel Mole is going to beat Squirrel Lizard in a fair fight. We even see a couple mines coming down here from Cold Warpgates. This is looking very good for a player in red here. Citizen Weasel's trying to take the engagement in. That mine goes off, doesn't hit all of his units, but, you know, surprisingly, Citizen Weasel takes it. I wonder if Cold Warpgates, if that gristmill was just tanking a little bit in that match or something. I'm kind of surprised here. Weasel, maybe he had better target firing or something. I kind of looked away at the critical moment. I looked to check the chat. Maybe somebody who's watching a little more closely could let me know. But yeah, Citizen Weasel defends the Squirrel Mole push with Squizzard and takes the match. Cold Warpgates taps out to the counter. That was really cool. Alright guys, that is it for the events. Thank you so much everybody for tuning in. You guys are super awesome. Well, I got everybody in one spot. Let me plug some of the other events coming up in the scene. We've got our 2v2 random tournament coming up. That's going to be next Saturday. So please sign up for this, guys. Go to the Tooth and Tails events section underneath the channel you're watching right now. There's a link to the Discord. Just go to that Discord, go to the sign up channel, and ping either me, Delthius, or Premium Bow and say, hey, I want to sign up. I really encourage new players to participate in this. because it's just for fun. It's random teammates, right? So a newbie is going to get teamed up with a competitive player. So you might get on the same team as like Chip from Space or Jet Erickson or something. You never know. And yeah, in every round, the teams are going to switch too. So random decks, random standard maps, and random teammates. It's going to be fun. It's going to be silly. I'm going to draw the names out of a hat. It's going to be good. I'm putting up a little bit of Steam gift card, prize pool money for you guys, courtesy out of my pocket, and those who support me on this stream. Also, that's where that sub or donate money goes to, as I try to put it in prize pools for events. So that's going to be good. We just finished watching the 12 Duels preseason event. And the actual event, you can find more details for that underneath the channel you're watching right now in Tooth and Tail's events. Let me see if I can pull up that rules thing real quick. So the season is actually starting like soon. I think in a couple days. So we really need more participants for this. And again, don't feel shy if you're a beginner or something like that. Just hop in and have some fun with us. The best way to get better at the game is to play against, you know, good players and win some games, or maybe have a match casted by me or by Witty Pun or Mishi or something, and then maybe you pick up, okay, should have done this, or I shouldn't have done that, you know what I mean? So we need challengers for this event, guys. Don't be shy. Sign up for this. I think it's starting very, very soon. We've already got the duelist figured out. Gentleman's going to crunch the numbers off the results of the matches today and the matches that Gabe and he needs to play, or maybe he's just going to throw Gabe and he in there. I'm not sure how Gentleman's going to deal with that. Yeah, I'm excited for this as well. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'll be casting a lot of it. So what else we got? I think that's it. So yeah, guys, join the Discord to keep up with events like this. Send me some replays to ToothAndTailTV@gmail.com. You're all a bunch of beautiful nerds. I think that's it for today. I will be back on Saturday for the 2v2 random tournament, so sign up for that. I'll see y'all then. I hope y'all had a good time. I sure did. And take care. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, everybody. Can you link the first tournament you mentioned? And thank you. The chat is sending me some love. I appreciate it, guys. Yeah, actually, I could probably do some links to make life easier for everybody. Boom. Okay, so a lot of stuff in this game is really Discord driven. So the Pocketwatch Discord in general, like, definitely be in there. So I linked an invite for the 2v2 tournament. And then I linked an invite now for the 12 Duels tournaments. And both these tournaments are a little weird, so we're not using challenge. You just kind of have to sign up in the Discord. But that's it, guys. If you have any other questions, I feel like we had some new people watching today. It's really cool. So get in that Pocketwatch Games Discord, man. Ping me, Delthius. I'm always happy to help. I'm around all the time in the Discord, much to Master Stealth's demise. But all right, guys, that's it for me. I'll see y'all next Saturday. Take care, everyone. Is anybody streaming? All right, Witty Pun is still streaming. So let's go give him a raid. Maybe he'll keep playing ladder or something. All right, guys, let's woof him up. So when we raid him, just type in woof. Give him a little ow. See y'all next time, guys. Take care.